Welcome back to my office. I'm Professor Alan Christensen, and what we're going to talk about today are grades. And actually what I'm going to talk more about is something that I like to call the law of the harvest. But to get to that, I just want to point out that grades are an imposed consequence of your efforts. Development and learning is the natural consequence of your efforts. Society has invented imposed and consequences. They allow us to more easily track, measure, and compare things. There are good reasons for these imposed or artificial consequences. Now, maybe artificial isn't the right word because they do have a real impact on us, even if they are imposed consequences. Your grades will have a significant impact on you. So there are good reasons for them, and they are part of reality. But believe me, the natural consequences of our daily living are far more weighty and cannot be cheated or avoided. Sometimes the imposed consequences can be worked around. Perhaps you've heard of this law of the harvest. It's simple, really. There are no shortcuts with natural laws, and the law of the harvest is a natural law. So you may think that you can cram right before an exam or beg a teacher to give you an extension on a deadline. And if that's ever worked for you, then you've been the recipient of an artificial consequence. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have a heart and that I don't want to work with you. I have been the recipient of mercy and of help that I didn't deserve many times. Honestly, much of my life's success has been built on tremendous tailwinds that just came my way, and I've had a lot of good fortune and kindness shown to me by others. So let's talk about this law of the harvest, though. It illustrates how natural laws work. And it's a very good thing to understand, since all real and lasting growth that you experience here at school, as well as in any other aspect of your life, is really the result of the law of the harvest. In other words, all of that growth and development and learning here and in other aspects of your life is governed by natural laws. To understand the law of the harvest, just imagine this. In your mind, picture a farmer stepping out onto his porch from the farmhouse and surveying all this land of his farm before him. And let's just say that he steps out and he does that in the late fall. And he wakes up, steps out, after doing basically nothing all spring and all summer. And in a panic, he says something like, "Oh no, I've got to hurry and plant and water so that I can get a harvest in a couple of weeks." Harvest is 2 weeks away, so he needs to hurry up, and he rushes out to start planting. Now, obviously that is not going to work. In 2 weeks, the growing season is over. And no, thanks to natural laws, the law of the harvest in this case, and in every case, simply means that you have to show up when it's time to show up, and show up prepared to work. So you cultivate the soil, you plant, you water, and you diligently remove anything that would inhibit the growth, and you nurture those plants. And they grow a little, and you keep doing this all summer long. And after a lot of consistent effort, the time for harvest finally arrives, and you're prepared to harvest. There are no shortcuts. It's the law of the harvest. In the long run, the natural consequences really matter because they are the long run. I hope that makes sense.